She's so fine. Hell of a hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? This video is going to be for the trolls who have been trolling most of the morning and some yesterday regarding the situation regarding Edward Cagney Matthews out of New Jersey. Now, this specific article is coming from NewJersey.com. When does speech become a crime? Experts weigh in after New Jersey man is accused of using racial slurs against a neighbor. A recent confrontation outside a South Jersey home has highlighted the line between free speech and criminal harassment, as well as the tools residents have to guard against abusive neighbors. On Friday, July the 2nd, 2021, a Mount Laurel man was filmed on a black neighbor's doorstep, repeatedly using racial slurs and saying, "Come see me." Police arrested Edward Cagney Matthews at his home Monday after more than 100 protesters gathered outside, some of whom said the 45-year-old had long been threatening others. "You come home. It should be a safe haven," said Sarah Davis, a neighbor in a nearby apartment, "and we don't have that here." Legal experts said there was multiple ways residents could report problematic behavior, from asking police to step in as mediators to filing a citizen's complaint at a local courthouse, since state law offers a broad definition of harassment, regardless of who owns the property where an incident takes place. Just using a slur doesn't necessarily violate the statute. The context is always really important, said Alexis Carteron, associate professor at Rutgers Law School in New York. If someone were just walking down the street and muttering racial slurs, it would be hard to say that constituted a threat. The threat is key, she said. Someone may have committed a crime if they use fighting words, which can be defined as language that could lead to violence, Carteron said. In Mount Laurel, Edward Cagney Matthews faces several charges, including harassment. That's a disorderly person's offense in New Jersey, which is low level. State law says someone is guilty if they say anything likely to cause annoyance or alarm, including offensively coarse language. The threat of violence or even offensive touching also counts. That crime becomes more serious if a victim feels targeted because of who they are, especially along racial, religious, or gender lines, among other categories. Edward Cagney Matthews has also been charged with bias intimidation, which could lead to prison time. If a potential threat is not clear-cut, experts still recommended documenting every encounter, whether it's with cell phone video or detailed notes. Calling local police can help build a case against an abuser, said Jason Williams, an associate professor of justice studies at Montclair State University. Reporting bullying can alert cops to brewing conflict and potentially allow police to step in early as arbiters. When we think about peacekeeping, that should be the quintessential role of local law enforcement, Williams said. If cops choose not to charge somebody accused of misconduct, residents may still file their own complaints. Anybody can walk into their local police department or municipal courthouse and ask to make a citizen's complaint. And Frank Morano, a former Deputy Attorney General, who now practices with the firm Argentino Fiore Law and Advocacy. The one-page citizen complaint form in Woodland Park, for example, mainly asks for a description of the offense committed. The more detail you can provide, the better, Morano said. The major caveat is, don't be frivolous. If a judge agrees a crime may have occurred, the two sides can end up in court and the offender may be fined. In addition, residents who believe their employers or landlords turned a blind eye to harassment can also file complaints online with the state's Division on Civil Rights. If you go to the New Jersey Code of Criminal Justice, 2C 33-4 Harassment, except as provided in subsection E, a person commits a petty disorderly person's offense if with purpose to harass another he A. makes or causes to be made a communication or communications anonymously or at extremely inconvenient hours or in offensively coarse language or any other manner likely to cause annoyance or alarm. B. Subjects another to striking, kicking, shoving, or other offensive touching, or threatens to do so. Or C. Engages in any other course of alarming conduct, or of repeatedly committed acts with purpose to alarm or seriously annoy such other person. A communication under subsection A may be deemed to have been made either at the place where it originated or at the place where it was received. E. A person commits a crime of the fourth degree if, in committing an offense under this section, he was serving a term of imprisonment or was on parole or probation as a result of a conviction of any indictable offense under the laws of this state, any other state, or the U.S. I agree with them. I believe that Edward Cagney Matthews most definitely committed the crime of harassment, and specifically in offensively coarse language or other manner likely to cause annoyance or alarm. Also, in section B, offensive touching, threatens to do so, definitely guilty there as well. Engages in any other course of alarming conduct or of repeatedly committed acts with purpose to alarm or seriously annoy such other person. Same. I don't care how you slice it. Cagney Matthews is guilty of harassment. He was asked to leave. He did not leave. He continued to berate and be belligerent and use racist, bigoted language towards a man that had absolutely nothing to do with it. Now, in regards to New Jersey's Code of Criminal Justice, Section 2C 16-1, bias intimidation. And again, I went over these in my live last night. Bias intimidation. A person is guilty of the crime of bias intimidation if he commits, attempts to commit, conspires with another to commit, or threatens the immediate commission of an offense specified in chapters 11 through 18 of Title 2C of the New Jersey statutes. 1. With the purpose to intimidate an individual or group of individuals because of race, color, religion, gender, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, national origin, or ethnicity. Or, knowing that the conduct constituting the offense would cause an individual or group of individuals to be intimidated because of race, color, religion, gender, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, national origin or ethnicity, or under circumstances that caused any victim of the underlying offense to be intimidated, and the victim, considering the manner in which the offense was committed, reasonably believed either that A, the offense was committed with a purpose to intimidate the victim or any person or entity in whose welfare the victim is interested because of race, color, religion, gender, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, national origin or ethnicity, or B, the victim or the victim's property was selected to be target of the offense because of the victim's race, color, religion, gender, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, national origin or ethnicity. B, permissive inference concerning selection of targeted person or property. Proof that the target of the underlying offense was selected by the defendant or by another acting in concert with the defendant because of race, color, religion, gender, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, national origin or ethnicity shall give rise to a permissive inference by the trier of fact that the defendant acted with the purpose to intimidate an individual or group of individuals because of race, color, religion, gender, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, national origin or ethnicity. And I could go on and on and on, but there's no need because I've already stated what he's guilty of. He went there purposefully to intimidate an individual or group of individuals because of race, color, religion, gender, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity or expression, national origin, or ethnicity. He went to the Homeowner Association president's home, who is an elderly couple, an elderly interracial couple. He wanted to speak to the Homeowner Association's president. He got his wife instead. That pissed him off. He tried to make his way into her home when she asked for help. And the gentleman that you see on the porch of that home, the one that became the target of Edward Cagney Matthews' rants and racial bullshit that spewed from his mouth, was just a good Samaritan in all this. He had nothing to do with anything, yet he became the target. And he targeted him based on his race, his national origin, or his ethnicity. So, yes, he is guilty of bias intimidation, and that's why they charged him with such. And one last charge that Edward Cagney Matthews is facing. The New Jersey Code of Criminal Justice, Section 2C12-1, assault. A simple assault. A person is guilty of assault if he attempts to cause or purposely, knowingly, or recklessly causes bodily injury to another, or negligently causes bodily injury to another with a deadly weapon, or 3. Attempts by physical menace to put another in fear of imminent serious bodily injury. In regards to the assault charge for Edward Cagney Matthews, simple assault in New Jersey, under NJSA subsection 2C12-1A1, a person commits a simple assault if he or she attempts to cause or purposely, knowingly, or recklessly causes bodily injury to another person. Some examples of this offense include spitting in someone's face, hitting someone in order to cause them soreness, or slapping a person's face. A simple assault conviction can result in a 6-month prison term. So, what the trolls have been trolling and saying is, oh, I guess the First Amendment doesn't matter, and da-da-da-da-da. No, you cannot go around saying whatever the hell you want to say to people. And if you don't know that, maybe you should go back and read the First Amendment, because you're very uninformed, intentionally, I believe. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time with the trolls on this, because they are literally just trolling and admitting to trolling. But I wanted those who really were interested to also know that these crimes that this man is charged with are all demonstrated on video. In one video or another, we can see exactly what's going on here. Also, I've been accused of being a Becky as well, which I found very interesting. And cultural stealing of sorts, because I have baby hairs that I comb a certain way. I found that to be, me and several others found that to be quite humorous, because you don't know me, you don't know my ethnicity, and you don't know my story enough to judge me based on a video. But you do what you do. I'm going to end the story on that note, and I hope everyone, including the trolls, have a great day. Thanks for watching, guys.